All right, so the first thing you're gonna do when you're unfolding the calving pin option on the portable windbreak from Rawhide is you're gonna come in here and unpin gate A and move it out of the way so it's not in your way when you're unfolding the rest of the panels. And this will be on your passenger side portion of the windbreak. After you get gate A moved on your passenger side, you're gonna unpin your gooseneck, the panels closest to the gooseneck on the passenger side, and unchain those first. And then you're gonna wanna lift your mainframe up off the ground so that those panels are just off the ground so that way you can swing them out. So you're gonna push your selector valve down to switch to the front, and then you're just gonna hit your switch and raise your mainframe up off the ground just enough to where those panels are not touching, just to make it a little easier for you to unfold those. All right, now that we have the front of the mainframe up off the ground, we're gonna go ahead and unfold these front passenger side calving panels. And then once we get those unfolded, we will pin this back panel B to B1. Now that you have this set of panels and B pinned to B1, you'll go back to your switch and lower your front of the mainframe back to the ground so that it's all sitting back down and stationary. All right, now we have the front of the mainframe back down on the ground, and so that first part of it will be stationary and ready to use. So now that you have the front set down, we're gonna use the same switch back here and raise your back of your mainframe up off the ground, so that way we can unfold the section closest to your transport tires out. And the same thing with just the ease of it, of not having to drag it across the ground if you're on unlevel terrain. Now we're gonna unfold the rear passenger calving pin panels. And when you're looking at the diagram, this would what would be considered panel C. So now that you have panel C over here ready to pin, you're gonna wanna come back over to your switch, set your mainframe back down on the ground so that all of it lines up to pin together. All right, so now that you have your rear calving pin panels pinned to the end, you're gonna wanna come over here and make sure D and E, which is gonna form your alleyway to get the cow to the head gate, are 90 degrees to the mainframe, and then we're gonna grab gate A and bring it back over and pin it to them. Once you go to pin gate A, you want to make sure that your spring latch is to the left, facing your transport tires. And then once you have this all pinned, you're good to go on your passenger side, and you'll go and move around and start to unfold your driver's side. All right, now that we're done with the passenger side, we've moved to the driver's side of the windbreak, and we're going to come to the rear near your transport wheels and unfold your rear calving pin panels. All right, so now after you make your first fold with the calving panels, you're gonna stop and come down here and pin F, which is right here, to F1 at your post right here by the transport wheels. After you get F pinned to F1 after your first fold, you're just gonna come back and you're gonna start to unfold the rest of your calving pin panels until you get to G and G1 at the very last panel. All right, so now that you have the rest of your passenger or driver side calving panels unfolded and you get here to the end that meets the windbreak, you're gonna take your collars on the end, which would be G, and pin them to G1 on the windbreak panels. All right, now that you have your calving panels unfolded and pinned to the end to your windbreak panel, you're gonna come around and get your middle support brace, which would be H, and you're just gonna unfold it to here, and you're gonna pin H to your middle windbreak panel. So in your calving pin, this one we have a Pearson self-catch head gate on it. You can swing back and it'll snap shut. And you can let them out right in here into your release pin. And on these calving pins, we can also make it to where we can do different head gate options if need be. This one just has the Pearson self-catch on it. So now back on your passenger side of the windbreak and the calving pin, this is gonna be your side with your little alley that you can get the cow in. It'll have a side gate here that you can open on it if you need to. So also on this side gate, you have a door here that you can flip up, and there will be a little loop. That's the way if you need to keep it up, if you need to be getting and checking her udders, you need to being able to get that calf udder to milk. You can have this flipped up, it's out of your way, and you have a nice little hole right here to be able to get in there and check on everything. And then when you're not using it, it just flips back down and pins there. So you do also have another middle gate here that goes from side to side underneath the windbreak roof and in your calving pin that you can use, as well as another side gate on your little alleyway. Once you are done using the calving pin option, or you're ready to transport or not have it, or you just want the windbreak, you're just going to complete those steps that we went over when you're unfolding all of it in reverse order to get everything back to how it needs to be folded up for transport mode and get everything chained like it's supposed to.